Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Let's Play Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers. Yeah, finally we are at one, in my opinion, I should say, one of the best DLCs for Final Fantasy. And yeah, we are literally coming to an end in this Let's Play series. We got Shadowbringers, and we then have the last one, Endwalker. So yeah. Anyhow, let's talk to Tatar and see what's going on here. I knew you'd be alright. And to celebrate your return, I made you this. A brand new traveling outfit. Oh, I do hope it fits. Well, you got my measurements way back when. Oh, hopefully it fits. Otherwise I will go and nag at those guys. Well, over behind us where I can't actually look right now. But now is not the time to fuss over your measurements. Well, you got them once, you have to make do. I must go and speak with the researchers of Saint Connaught. Saint Connaught's finding. You go and rest while we track down that beacon. Oh boy, got very red eyes.
My enemy. My friend. Had I been but a step faster.
Bloody savages!
A pity your hunt leads you elsewhere. Not that I am surprised. May you find joy in it. Grow stronger, more savage, and savor every triumph. In the meantime, I will reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
Alright. In the midst of wow. For heroes, blah blah blah. In the field of tranquil light, so you... There's no way I can read all that. I guess you guys just have to pause the video and read it. Alright. See what Tatora has for us. Good news, Joffrey. We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently, our colleagues have stumbled across a hidden path leading down into the hollows around the base of the Crystal Tower. A path I doubt we'd ever have found had Ironworks and Sons not added their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes aplenty down there, checking under rocks and peering into every nook and cranny. Still, it sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. Then we better go and give them a hand. Sounds like Treaty's work. Nah, go there. My thoughts exactly. The sooner we find this beacon, the sooner you can travel to wherever it is this mysterious voice is coming from. And the sooner we can work out how to help our friends, we have to find a way to waken them up. And before the Empire comes calling again. Meaning we have no time to lose. Oh, excuse me. There's a boat in the North Silvertier waiting to ferry people to the site. So let's be on our way. All right. And there's my beautiful little dragon. Whelp. Point out that look at the tower, it seemed to be somewhat obscured right now. Keep that in mind. There you are. Heading to the survey site, sir. It's on the eastern shore of the lake, and swiftest way to get there is by boat. All right, let's go. It's borderline ridiculous how complex everything is when it comes to textures in this game. Like, World of Warcraft doesn't even hold a candle. Just look at these walls, like, holy shit. Wow, there were a lot of people here. More than I can actually remember there being before.
Look how many people there are!
Indeed.
Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. We've found bugger all without you.
Yeah, well, that's because your belly is in the way and you can't lean forward. That's why you have a very short person right next to you.
Figs! Wedge!
Oh.
Aye, aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions.
And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he is so terribly in love with Tataru.
Jesse called it the chief of some other business, so we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Thrice as hard, even.
Yeah.
Thank you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
I'm not seeing anything out here. Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist is not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Go.
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in. What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters?
Now I have you.
You are right.
What's happening?
Stay with me. Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Oh, safe journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
The dawn's light will shine again.
Oh, do not look at me so.
You're slaves to a tyrant! There's no freedom in that!
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you! Go!
Spirited accounts always comes.
We did everything right! Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this!
Your time has not yet come.
Alright.
From endless dreams I awake. Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
Rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
What do you mean? This time of night?
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time. And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, you, he'd reply. Yeah. Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when. You got that look down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it. Ah, got to you, did they? Poor beggar. That explains it then. Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you'd best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around. Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
Dizzying heights it rises, the gleaming spire. Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew. Between dark and light, the pure and the corrupt. The one true struggle.
Alright, so, yeah, I still don't understand why I can't actually mount up here, but I'm guessing it's because I'm in some sort of a zone while the introduction is being made for this DLC. But at least we don't have that long far to go.
Halt! Every face in this city I know. Yours, I do not. This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions. From where do you hail? The source? What is this cryptic nonsense? Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin, but instead, you chose concealment. And I will not suffer you to pass. That one had eaten. It must have gulped down the whole hand, ring and all.
Oh boy, he didn't get far.
Everything all right, Captain?
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more. But I see you've met my guest. I will escort him to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious friends, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city. Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private. Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons.
Yeah, I don't have much of a choice. You stole my friends.
I had intended to bring you directly to my personal quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you are still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief. And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact. As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions.
Are there other sirens here?
Ah, that is a question with no simple answer. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you. Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost. And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learned to bridge the rift between worlds. That I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes. And though it meant depriving a world of its champion, I had to try, for in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well. But what manner of host harangues his guests in the middle of the road? Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
such a proud and vibrant city. The sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion. Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
Alright. So, here we are. And here we are. Welcome, my friend, to the Crystarium. That reminds me, I should have stopped quite a few of these. So this is a 385. And that's my traveling attire. So I have a look at that one first. Oh, it's that one. Not very good looking. And have a quick look here, how it looks like. Yeah. It kind of fits on Rogue, I would say. Who later on will become a ninja, but I don't think I ever use these boots though, because I don't like the knee armor and all that stuff. And yeah, we got a better sword, which in my opinion looks kind of weird, so we will change that straight away. There we go. Alright. Now a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you first to gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystarium civic leaders and glean something of this world and its predicament. As you can see, this path will take you directly to the Aetheryte. Convenience with which I'm sure you are only too familiar. Being the rightful object of my summoning spells, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back along your etheric trail and find a connection in the source, believe it or not. I strongly suggest you complete this attunement before venturing any further. Yeah. After you have done so, walk up the steps next to the Aetheryte and head out to the left to arrive in the crystalline mean. This is where you will find our collective of crafters and gatherers, as well as their spokeswoman, Caitlys. One of the people I should like you to meet. Another is Moran. To reach him and his cabinet of curiosity, you'll want to avoid aforementioned steps. Take the exit on the left and simply continue straight along and down until you come to the large doors at the end of the path. The third and final person I should like you to meet is Bragi, our man in charge of trade and distribution. He is to be found in the markets which you can access from the opposite side of the Aetheryte Plaza. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel for the place. I trust that my directions were simple enough. Crystal clear. Very good. I concede the layout of the Crystarium owes more to historic necessity than planning, but I'm sure you'll learn its twists and turns before long. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach its citizens. If you discover during your encounter with the captain the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There is an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. When you've finished making the rounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then. Alright. Let's start by tuning to some of these crystals. If I remember correctly, there should be one right here, right? Yeah, there it is. And these two, that one is upstairs and that one is further along downstairs. By focusing yourself, you detect the flow of vastly distant current of ether. Your connection to these energies is faint but stable. It should allow teleportation to Aetherites in the source. I believe that's the one. Yeah, that's the one below us. There's another Ifrit right here. And let's talk to Caitlys. Right to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exorcs can throw up a barrier if the Sin Eaters come knocking. So it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized too, thanks to us in the mean. We work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which make city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or a cattle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll all be handed to you on a plate like those Yulmoran layabouts. We will meet them later on. Here in the Crystarium we work for a living. But I see you're no stranger to honest labor. You don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? One of the Exorc countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I will work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him. And any friend of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magics summoned the Crystal Tower into existence. Pulled the entire thing out of thin air. Remember when I said it seemed like the Crystal Tower in the source was kind of fading? Yeah. I don't think I need to say anything else. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now, yet eldest among us swear the Exorc looks exactly the same as he did back then. Interesting. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never let us down. So if he and you wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. If you ought to contribute to on that front, be sure to come back and visit once you had the chance to settle in. Just ask for Caitlus, and I'll find you a niche here in the crystalline mean. You can help us keep the cogs of the city greased and turning. Alright, there we go. Ah, no stairs, huh? Just ramps. Well, almost no stairs. Below me? Oh, definitely not. Oh, that one is probably above us. Excuse me, sir? Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and well, but what I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll even? A scrap of scribbled on parchment? My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as profession. Yeah, obsession is more like it. Librarian Moran, at your service. And this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manners of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to records knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? Oh, so you're an interest in modern history. Splendid. I thought a thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment and I'll fetch it for you. Start with a children's book. Yay! Alright. I guess you have to start somewhere. And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson then. He's hugging that book like it's a treasure trove. 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadow Keeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across the star. We call this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet, just when it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us. He looks somewhat familiar, especially with that very short dress of hers. The Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norvrandit, and Norvrandit alone spared the fate of erasure. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norvrandit's sky. Even now they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, even hungering for our flesh. I must say, that's one hell of a story. Like, it really brings you straight into this DLC. And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I would be glad to retell it for you. Or if you would rather I speak of other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Your exchange with Moran have taught you about the flood of light. Alright, let's jump down and there is the entrance. All right. And I guess we can talk to this guy. New to the city, friend? The spinning head and wide eyes give you away. Welcome. My name is Braggy, and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for humans, such as yourself. So finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. I'm actually a higher. Must be a dialect I'm not familiar with. Let's see if we can straighten this out. So those two in front of us, the shorter one is Yumi, like you. And the taller one is an elf. That's him. The sturdy individual over there is Galgiant. Okay. Well, it's the one with the horns is drawn. And he seemed to have lost some textures in his hair. Or, I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to look like that. And then you have the large scaly chap with a long tail and knack for raising livestock. Those would be the sun. Which is apparently not the name you know them by. Now, I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Ah, the same as the XIV. Huh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years. And despite their obvious learning, they plundered over the simple things. But not to worry. Should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. There we go. Alright, holy crap. We already been going for an hour here, so I'm going to call this an episode. Head around, pick up all the Ephraite shards, and yeah, we will continue in the next episode. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, hit the like button. And if you're new here, first of all, welcome. And yeah, I can strongly recommend to any new people that you watch this Let's Play series from the start, so you get the entire story. Anyhow, I will be back again tomorrow, and until then, stay safe out there.